Hello and welcome to the Season 1 playoffs of the Golden Tee Mobile League. I'm your host, Chad Schrump. Tonight's first semifinal clash features two titans of the mobile golf game, Evan Gossett, Meow Chopper teeing off versus Marc Duchesne. This Rocky Hollow course is set to pro setting, giving the players the sternest conditions that the game has to offer. Potentially brutal winds, tough pins, and wicked greens await our pair. Marc Duchesne will tee off. The players are going to go deep on this one, and they're going to try to set themselves up for a chip, which has become commonplace in Golden Tee Mobile. So the players now will look at a 2-iron, possibly a 1-iron, and try to get that thing low and scoot, and boom, right off the bat, Marc Duchesne, he is now 2 under par in the semifinal clash of the Gold Division tournament here on Golden Tee. Evan Chopper, the Evan Meow Chopper Gossett, and he answers, and now we're both 2 under par after the first hole. And anymore, folks, the first hole, you're looking at going 2 under par. That is almost Golden Tee par anymore with how the players have taken advantage of the stinger shot, hitting a nice low drive. Now here's the second hole of Rocky Hollow, and it can be nasty, but right now this is a nice setup, and that is a gorgeous shot by Evan. He powers that shot over the arch, lands it softly with a Maniac's driver, and that thing settles in perfectly. And I expect Marc is probably going to do the same thing, and he's a point machine, so I would fully expect this thing to get close. Look at the line on this shot. So that green is straight, so you're not going to get the left kick, but it is still going to come down and be a kick-in eagle putt. So both players are going to go 4 under par quickly out of the gates, both players. And again, this is one and done in the Golden Tee Mobile League playoff system. The winner of this 18-hole match will go on to the championship, and they will play either Tony Johnson or Greg Kinsler, who await the semifinal match that they will be playing shortly. Evan Gossett's all over right now. He is all over the flag. Marc Duchesne will try to answer. This is another low liner, and this line looks absolutely gorgeous. And he just misses it to the right side. That ball was great. Evan's gonna knock this in. Marc will do the same. Players will go on to the fourth hole, both 5 under, and we are moving on. Both players playing flawlessly. Evan will go up high here with his tee shot. This is a par 5 on Rocky Hollow. The second shot in will be something that he'll probably hit soft, let it land most likely off the back of the rock wall. Same with Marc, and some type of combination of a backspin, maybe a grabber, maybe a Maniac's in. You might see something like that. But this player, with the new advent of the high loft driver, with the 4-wood that you can purchase, has become a little more tameable, I would say, than it was maybe early on in the game. And there's just a beautiful shot again by Meow Chopper. That's a Maniac's hit deep, and that will be a pretty easy putt. And now Marc's going to come in with the grabber, and you've got to be careful. You can't leave that short, because if that hits the edge of that fairway, it will stick like super glue. I've had that happen many times, and that goes from an easy eagle to a tough birdie. So Evan pours in his putt. Marc's going to do the same. We're going to go on to the next hole. And again, we're playing 18 holes, so this will probably stop. This is the first time I've seen this match. I don't know who wins. Evan's going to try to hit this thing over the little piece of mountain. That's going to come in nice and soft. That's about as good as you're going to do with that pin tucked right behind that rock wall. Marc's going to go in with a high loft driver, and he's going to bounce this softly. The kiss, bounce, and now it's going to come back on the green, and he's going to have about a 40, 50-foot putt. Evan's going to go first, and he's going to have a 40-footer that he buries. And anymore, if you see a player miss a putt, it's amazing. It doesn't happen very often. And right now we are clean, 9 under each through 5. Both players are 1 better. That is making Golden Tee par on this front 9 15 under, now that they are both a little better than birdie range on the first hole. They're both eagled, so that gives them that +1. 1 better is what we call that in Golden Tee. Marc answers Meow Chopper's beautiful shot. So these two guys, Evan is a former arcade world champion in 2018 in Golden Tee, and Marc is a phenomenal player that if you play in the pro setting or the expert setting, gold matches, I know you've seen him because he plays a lot of rounds, and he is a phenomenal, great shot point man. Evan's going to go deep here. This hole is pretty tricky. This is a fun one. There's so many ways to get to the green, and two, you can put this ball right on top of this perch, park it right there on the porch, hit a maniacs over with a 4-wood, 5-wood, 6-wood at times. And here it comes in, and that is a nice shot. That's an eagle opportunity for Marc. Evan is going to go over as well, and he's going to take a 6-wood with a maniacs. And that ball will be very nice. Oh, get in! What a shot. That kicked beautifully. 14,000 great shot points. Great shot points are the tiebreaker. So we get through these 18 holes. If both players are, say, a cumulative 29 under each, great shot points will be the deciding factor on who goes to the finals in, again, the first ever Golden Tee Mobile League playoffs. This is the season 1. Special thanks to the commissioner of the league, Josh Simmons, as both players knock in their eagle putts. 12 under going into the 8th hole, and here's another tricky shot. Going to bring this thing around the mountain. Going to let it bounce softly, and he's going to have a long putt, but that was safe. Let's see what Marc does here. There's several ways. You can go left of the hole, which it looks like that is what he's doing. He's going to go left and see if he can bring this thing in. It'll kick off this hill right down to the green, and that is nicely done. That is a really nice shot. Well done. Meow Chop with a long putt, which he buries. Nice putt by Evan. And now Marc will do the same. And so we are tied going into the 9th hole. Again, we're going to play 18 holes. We will start up another 9 in just a few minutes. Actually, it'll be a few seconds. Evan's going to go right at this par 3. 1 hop, 2 hops, and it's going to roll softly past. But that's going to be an easy birdie. Now, the wind cutter ball, the javelin, which is such a weapon with these players, cuts out a lot of the wind. Here comes this shot, and it just scoots past. That might be points, though, and it is. 4,800 points for Marc, but the javelin ball cuts 75% of the wind. So if you have a 10-mile-an-hour wind, that's going to bring that thing down to 2.5 miles an hour. Much more manageable and something that you can deal with. Now, if my math is wrong there, I expect to fully hear about that. But you get the gist. So we'll go to the 10th hole in just a second. Both players 15 under. Don't worry about if it shows a winner on the first match, and it's not going to. Yeah, it does. So Meow Chopper, 48,000 points. That's a sizable lead on great shot points. What does that say? 43,000 to 16,000. So a big lead, but that's okay. We're tied up on strokes. Both players finished one better on the front 9. Going to the back 9 of Rocky Hollow. Of course, this is set on pro settings. Very tough. You're going to get the toughest winds possible, and now we go to some much harder holes. Evan will tee off first. Again, they are tied. Evan has the tiebreaker with the great shot points. Marc will come right back here with the wind cutter, and he will park this thing now right below that cliff, and then they both will go over the mountain sitting in front of them, most likely with a 7-wood, or, yeah, it's going to be a 7-wood with the javelin. And I expect Marc to get this thing close. This thing kicks left upon it landing, and it's going to be short. But still, that's a very manageable putt for Marc. Now Meow Chopper will go at it the same way. And this thing is hit a little bit deeper, but it's still not going to be close enough for great shot points. Again, a big lead for Meow Chopper on great shot points. That is the tiebreaker going into the 18th hole. If both players are tied after 18, great shot points is the deciding factor into the championship. Evan, of course, if you don't know him, kind of new on the Golden Tee Mobile scene, started playing a few months ago, has already qualified for the World Championship, and so has Marc Duchesne. Now, he's not a newcomer. He is a stealth-like figure in the community, pretty quiet, pretty private, lives in Australia part of the time. He's now in Chicago, lived in Melbourne, but he is an awesome, awesome Golden Tee Mobile player. And, of course, Evan from Portland, now in St. Louis, one of the best players in the world at the arcade game, and now is showing that he's also one of the best in the mobile game. Both players coming out this par 4. Pretty easy par 4 the way it was set up here. Just let the ball funnel down, a couple of easy putts, and we still do not have any damage except for great shot points. Both players playing very, very well. I would expect on this back 9, too, that Marc should get a lot of great shot points. Not that Evan won't. Marc is, if you play matches against him, you got to understand that going in, you can almost, what a shot by Evan, about cans it. Now, Marc will try to answer with a 3-wood. Javelin, this thing's going to kick a little bit right. The line looks great. Oh, he just hops over. Those were identical shots. Identical shots. So, no great shot points, but man, both guys were very close to taking a one-shot lead on the other, but no blood. So we are now 19 under each going into this hole. Evan's going to park this on top of the cliff. He's going to have to use a Ranger ball to get over, and it looks like Marc is going to do the same thing. So they're going to switch to the Ranger. Hits really nicely out of this kind of dirt rock, and he will land this thing on the green and probably have a longer putt because this thing doesn't really want to stop. But that's a really good shot, excellently judged, and now Marc will try to do the same thing. Coming in with a nice cinematic view. That's going to be a little bit deep. Might be his most challenging putt he's had. Probably a right one. He'll make that no problem. So that's an eagle. Evan Gossett with a right 3. He makes his eagle, and we move on. Both players have played this first 13 holes absolutely perfectly. Here's a tough one. Evan Gossett throws it in there. Ooh, we're a little bit short. Use the sniper ball, and now so is Marc. He's going to use the sniper to try to stop this quickly, and both players hit identical shots. We're going to have 2 chips. It's going to be a chip-off. These are huge, and Marc buries the first one. Evan with his chip, and he will also bury the chip. Now, if you notice, both players use the javelin. That takes any wind out of the play, so you just are worried more about the break of the green, hitting it straight, and trying to make the chip. The javelin will allow you not to worry about the wind. Evan was trying to go up top to try to have a chip into this green. Let's see if Marc does the same. And he is not going to. He's going to go at the bottom of this and use a iron into the green. There is a play. You can go on top shelf there, use a sting or 2 iron, or maybe even a 1 iron, trying to get one shot up on your opponent like they do on the first hole. Marc throws this thing in there so beautifully. That thing is going to be great shot points, a whole bunch of them, 11,200 points, trying to gain some ground on Evan's lead on great shot points. Again, both players are tied. They are both perfect through this. Actually, they're both one better, and Marc is down on great shot points, but it's getting closer. Now here's Evan with the javelin. He's going to throw this in. The line looks gorgeous. Bam! Makes it 14,000 points, and most importantly, he now has a one-shot lead. What a shot by Evan Gossett. Look at this thing. The line is absolutely perfect. 2 or 3 hops, rolls in, and now we have a problem for Marc Duchesne. You're down on points, and you're also down a stroke now to one of the best closers in the whole business. Again, Evan has won a world championship on the arcade platform. He knows how to play under fire. Here's his tee shot, and I say this, and now he's got problems. Wow. That is very unexpected. That might be jail from down there. We'll see. I haven't been in it, so we'll have to see. Marc's going to lay this thing up on the fairway nicely. This is a par 5. You're going to go over the top with probably a 7-wood, I would imagine. Let's see what Evan has here. He's going to use the Ranger, and it's absolutely no problem. This thing's going to bounce a few times, come down. He may have a long putt, but he's going to be safe, and he will be putting for eagle, and I expect him to make a really tough putt. Let's see. Now here's Marc with the Maniac's ball. Gets supreme height on the shot, a lot of distance, and it lands so softly. Whoa, 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 what are we doing? Wow, that is an unforced mistake by Marc. Unforced mistake. He hit that thing very deep, very deep. That is so unexpected from a great player. This is going to be a tough chip. He's looking par straight in the face. And now we're going to have a long putt for Evan, and this is going to seal this match. He misses it. A little bit high, but obviously he doesn't know what Marc has done because these players aren't playing simultaneously. They played these games separately. Evan will get a birdie. Marc has a par. 2-stroke lead. 26 under to 24 under. and he has great shot points on Marc. So this is a really tough par 3. It's a long way away. The sniper ball is going to allow this shot to stay right on the green and not go down on that severe downslope. Marc is going to do the same thing. Fade this sniper in, hits very firmly, but parks itself. We're going to have 2 makeable putts here. They're big breakers, but these are going to go in. And we're going to go down to 18. There's a chance that you can screw up 18. It's a tough look depending on the wind. Now, if this is really, really hard, that's Marc's best chance. And it's not. Evan's going to put this on the green. He uses the sniper, bends this thing around, throws it to the top side, and he's going to have a downhill putt, maybe a right one, somewhere in that vicinity, and he's not going to miss that. Marc, with his shot, he's going to bring it in. He's going for the hole. He knows he probably needs a hole out at this point. He's not going to get it. That's a beautiful shot. That is just not good enough to win, and that's a right 8. I was way off on what I thought that putt was going to look like. And Evan pours it in. He's going to win. He's going on to the finals. Marc Duchesne shoots a 12 under on the back, 15 under on the front. 27 under is not quite good enough, and Meow Chopper is on to the Golden Tee Mobile League Finals, where he'll face either Tony Johnson or Greg Kinsler.